Any other questions, please?
After you've used the natural process for a long time, when something happens or is created, when you think it, it crosses your mind, you think it, without having to go into the actual act of imagining. Is this as concrete, knowing that it already has been created by my thought? Is it as concrete as going through the ritual of creating an imagery in my mind?
Just as concrete. Man creates unwittingly just as well as he does wittingly. But in this world of ours, we should learn to create consciously. But I can't deny that the so-called unconscious creation is just as effective. We walk the earth and we see a headline, we don't know the people involved, and we react. That reaction, felt intensely, was a creative act on our part. And we don't know the people at all. And so, if you do it wittingly or unwittingly, it's still creative. Therefore, become aware of what you're doing. Or I consider everyone become more and more aware, so that at all times you are selective. You and I will not go into a store and say, give me a tie. Be selective. I said, don't you bring me 3 ties. Let me see some ties. 50 ties, 100 ties. And I pick up 1. Maybe I pick up 2. I don't go in and say, give me a suit. Let me see some suit lengths. And from maybe a dozen or more, I select 1. Texture, color, what I think I need in my wardrobe to augment the wardrobe. So I pick it out, and then he makes it for me. So I don't let him tell me what I should want.
Then neither one is more effective than the other.
No, just as effective. All day long people are reaping the most horrible thing in the world, and it all is what they're planted unwittingly. They sit down in New York City, they buy the little paper, the news, and they fatten themselves with all this nonsense as they go to their job. 1 solid hour they're reading it. Well, when things happen in their world and continue to happen of an unnatural, abnormal manner, they don't realize they're doing it. The whole thing is done by them. They're fattening on it. No discrimination at all. And there are people who go into it's like going into the restaurant and saying, what does the chef want to get rid of today? Same thing. And he said, no, we have too much of the stew. We had it for 4 days, can't sell it, and that's what we want to unload. Call it by a different name today and unload it. Well, I don't go for that. Give me the menu. A friend of mine taught me this lesson once. We went into a restaurant, and the waiter was very, very careless. And he spilled a little of the soup. And my friend called him over. He said, tell me, is this charity? Well, the waiter was flabbergasted. He said, I'm asking a very simple question. Is this charity? And he said, what do you mean, sir? He said, do I pay for it? He said, well, certainly, sir. Then take it back and bring me a nice, clean plate and unspilled soup. The man took it back and brought him a nice, clean plate and unspilled soup. If it's charity, leave it here. I can't complain. But if I'm paying for it, you take it back. Well, that is a lesson we should all learn. Too many careless things go on, and no one jacks them up. Myself from God. He only has one name, and I have the name. So I can't point elsewhere to say His will. The minute I say His will, I'm divorced from God. So I ask myself, what do you want, Neville? Now, because the whole vast world is yourself pushed out, you aren't going to injure anyone. But you can't deny that you still desire. You want something, so you want it. Well, you assume that you have it. And then let things happen. If it takes 1,000 or 10,000 to aid the birth of that assumption, then they'll be used. And they'll be used either knowingly or unknowingly. But if I have to wait to say, is it God's will, I'll wait forever. I'll wait forever. Is it God's will that I should pay rent or be dispossessed? Well, then if I'm going to wait and say, well, now, let him tell me first, because maybe some friend will say, you know, you need that experience. You need humility. You need all this thing to be fired out. I've had it. I don't need to learn the same lesson twice. I've had that experience by waiting for God to tell me what to do. He never told me. I had to do it. And so when I got married, I knew I had an obligation to life. I had another one. Then came a child. I have another one. It's my obligation. To have some external being tell me now, no, I know what I have to do. But if I waited for some external being to talk to me to say, well, maybe she shouldn't go, it'd be easier on you. I'm passing the buck. The whole vast world passes the buck. No, my dear, make your decision. Even if you're wrong, make a decision. Or you learn by it. But to be undecided, so that you will not make a mistake, well, you know that story, it's in Revelation. Would that you were hot or cold. But because you're neither hot nor cold, and that you are lukewarm, I spew you out. You can't make coffee or tea with lukewarm water. Let it be hot or cold. My dear, I believe in being as specific as one can be. I just knew what I wanted so often on certain things and wanted it in detail and got it. If man cannot be that specific, all well and good, take an end, an overall end. But if you really are specific, God is very definite.